Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling great on a Saturday morning because we're now 3-0 in our last three board member picks on my premium site. We had the Guardians minus $1.20 yesterday, and they crapped all over the Blue Jays 7-1. They actually scored all 7 of those runs in the bottom of the second. And if you want to see which one of these free plays on this video that I actually like the best, I have another board member tier package pick going off here today. And if you sign up for that membership, you're going to get access to that package every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. And as an extra added bonus, you're also going to get access to my board member podcast absolutely free as well. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my Major League Baseball free pick video here today for Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. Happy Saturday to you. Hopefully you had a great start to your weekend. Of course, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. And I tell you what, if you want to access every single premium selection I give out each and every day for the next 30 days, you may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive chairman package. Chairman members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you also get access to my chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. Now, folks, I'm 6-2 of my last 8 crowd pleaser teasers, 78% my last 18 MLB tier package picks. And finally, folks, once again, we are 3-0 in our last 3 board member picks. And the good news is we have plays going off in all of those packages here today, and they're all included with your purchase of the chairman membership. The site is patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, folks, we're going to dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the White Sox at the Tigers, 1:10 p.m. East. Detroit's minus $1.55, totals 9 runs. Kenta Maeda for Detroit, Drew Thorpe for Chicago. And I'll tell you what, the youngster Thorpe is definitely having a rough go at things here in the bigs. He's got an ERA in the 8s after just a couple of appearances. He's also backed by the lowest run-producing lineup in the league. Benintendi bats just .205, OPS in the 500s. And Nicky Lopez has an OPS in the 500s as well. A negative .5 wins above replacement average as well. And out of their last 10 gatherings with the Tigers, Detroit was actually able to hold Chicago to just 2.2 runs a game. Now, as far as this season's concerned, the Tigers they currently have a winning record against divisional opponents. They're actually 5-3 in their last 8 divisional home games as well. Now, injury-wise, Kerry Carpenter is still out for the Tigers. Jimenez and Fletcher inactive for Chicago. When it comes to the total, 8 out of the White Sox last 10 ball games did stay under the total. Meanwhile, Detroit's gone 7-3 to the under in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Tigers minus $1.55, under 9. Next game, Giants Cardinals, 2:15 East. Now, both teams are minus $1.10, pretty much a coin flip. Totals 8.5. Miles Michaelis for St. Louis, Jordan Hicks for San Francisco. And 3 out of the Giants' last 4 games away from home did get over the total. They also went 60% to the over in their last 10. Now, these teams' last 10 head-to-head gatherings with each other, neither team had any problems hitting the baseball for the most part. Both squads averaging well over 9 hits a game respectively during that time frame. Give me the over 8 runs. Next game, Mets Cubs, 2:20 p.m. East. This is another one, pretty much a coin flip game. Both teams are minus $1.10, totals 12. Jameson Taillon for Chicago, Tyler McGill for New York. And unfortunately, folks, I have no free pick available for you for this game. Next matchup, D-backs Phillies, 4:05 East. Philadelphia's minus 250, totals 9. Zach Wheeler at the bank for Philadelphia, Tommy Henry for Arizona. And Henry's definitely blown chunks through 34-plus innings this year. He's got an ERA of 6.23 along with a sloppy 1.70 whip. And at the plate, the D-backs, they've had a tough time recently with the Phillies. They've averaged just 3.3 runs a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. So if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. And I'll tell you what, we could see more of the same here today as they face Zach Wheeler on the mound. Wheels is 8-4 with an ERA in the 2s. Sorry, guys, I got an eyelash stuck in my eye. And when the Phils play at the bank, well, the ball flies. They're averaging more runs a game at home than any other lineup besides one. Alec Boehm's got the 4th most RBI in the bigs. Bryce Harper's got an OPS in the 900s. Now, injury-wise, Real Muto and Clemens are still out. Gurriel and Moreno are questionable for Arizona. When it comes to the total, the over did cash in 5 out of Henry's last 6 starts for the D-backs. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they went 60% to the over in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Phillies, -1.5, over 9. All right, next game, Royals-Rangers, 4:05 East. Texas is -135, totals 9 runs. John Gray for the Rangers, Michael Wacha for Kansas City. And as bad as the Royals have been recently, well, they do tend to pitch well while traveling. They're allowing only 7.4 hits a game on the road. And of course, at the plate, they got a couple of guys who are always on base. Bobby Witt Jr. is batting .318. He ranks in the top 10 in both RBI and OPS. And Salvi Perez, he's got an on-base percentage of .360. They're going to face a Ranger club who, for some reason, doesn't perform well for John Gray. You know, as good as the righty's been this season, he's recorded only 2 wins, and he's got a losing record. And I'll tell you what, when the Rangers play at home, bad things tend to happen. These guys currently have a losing record at Globe Life Field. Now, injury-wise, Evan Carter is still out for Texas. Kyle Isbell's questionable for the Royals. 5 out of KC's last 7 road games did stay under the total. Meanwhile, Texas went 60% to the under in their last 10. Give me the Royals plus $1.15, under 9. Next matchup, Rays-Pirates, 4:05 Eastern, first pitch. Another coin flip game. Both teams minus $1.10, totals 8 runs. Jared Jones for Pittsburgh, Zach Eflin for Tampa Bay. And tell you what, both pitchers, very formidable competitors in this matchup here. Eflin's walked only 5 batters this year and has a solid 1.17 whip. And Jared Jones on the other side for Pittsburgh, well, he's punched out 85 hitters. And he's got an ERA in the 3s. Now, 3 out of the Pirates' last 4 at PNC Park did stay under the total. They also went 8-2 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the under 8 runs. Next game, Twins, Athletics, 4:07 Eastern, first pitch. Minnesota's minus $1.65, totals 8.5. Bailey Ober for Minnesota, J.P. Sears for Oakland. And Sears is just 4-6 with an ERA of 4.25. Of course, at the plate, you know, the Athletics have not been good. They're a bottom 3 run-producing team. And they're going to have to take on Bailey Ober, who's got 6 wins on the year for Minnesota and a 1.19 whip. Of course, at the plate, the Twins actually do a nice piece of hitting on the road. They're a top 5 run-producing team away from home in the American League. Royce Lewis bats .368 with an OPS in the 1300s. Actually hit another home run yesterday. That's 10 on the year through just 16 games. And Carlos Correa is batting .302 with 106 total bases. Now, injury-wise, Kirilloff's still out. Kepler's questionable. Meanwhile, for Oakland, Toro and Ruiz are still inactive for them. Now, total-wise, the A's saw their last 5 J.P. Sears starts all stay under the total. As a matter of fact, out of 15 total starts this season for Sears, the under cashed in 73% of those games. Now, 5 out of Minnesota's last 7 Bailey Ober starts stayed under the line as well. Give me the Twins minus $1.65, under 8.5. All right, next game, O's, Astros, 4:10 Eastern start time. Baltimore, what are we doing here? Baltimore, why did I say O's? Yeah, O's, Astros, 4:10 Eastern start time. Baltimore's minus $1.50, totals 8 runs. Corbin Burns for the Orioles, Ronel Blanco for Houston. And as good as the Astros have been recently, well, they're still 4 games below 500. They also don't walk a lot at the plate. They could be a little bit more selective. They could have their hands full here today with Baltimore's Corbin Burns. The righty's 8-2 with an ERA of 2.14. And even if he has a bad showing, he's backed by a powerful lineup of hitters. Gunnar Henderson's got the 2nd most homers in the bigs, 4th highest OPS. And Adley Rutschman's leading the roster in hits. Now, injury-wise, Caratini and Tucker are still out for the Astros. When it comes to the total, 3 out of Baltimore's last 4 road games did get over the total. They also went 7-3 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Give me Baltimore minus $1.50, over 8. All right, next game, Bo Sox Reds, 4:10 Eastern first pitch. Boston's minus $1.25, totals 9.5. Nick Pivetta for the Red Sox, Frankie Montas for Cincinnati. And Montas is just 3-5 with an ERA of 4.62. Of course, at the plate, the Reds have been pathetic at the Great American Ballpark. These guys are dead last in home hits per game. And that could be problematic against a guy like Pivetta. The righty's got an ERA in the 3s along with a 1.13 whip. Now, Pivy's also averaging over a strikeout an inning. And I'll tell you what, for some reason at the plate, the Bo Sox do their best piece of hitting on the road. These guys are a top 5 run-producing team in their travels. Connor Wong bats .335. Jarren Duran's got the most hits on the team. When it comes to the injury list, Grissom and Abreu are still out for the Bo Sox. Martini and Stevenson are questionable for Cincinnati. Now, the Reds' last 4 straight at the Great American Ballpark stayed under the total. They're also 9-1 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me Boston minus $1.25, under 9.5. All right, next game, Mariners Marlins, 4:10 p.m. East. Seattle's $1.70, totals 8 runs. Logan Gilbert for the M's, Sean Anderson for the Fish. And I tell you what, this Miami pitching staff, they've been putrid all season long. They're allowing more runs a game at home than any other pitching staff besides one. And of course, at the plate, they've been equally as pitiful. They're currently the lowest run-producing lineup in the National League. They'll probably run into some problems with Logan Gilbert on the bump. Logie's got 93 strikeouts and a .92 whip. Of course, as a team, this Mariner pitching staff's one of the best in the game. They're walking fewer batters per 9 than any other team in baseball. Now, total-wise, 6 out of Seattle's last 10 ball games did stay under the total. Meanwhile, Miami went 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Mariners minus 170, under 8. Next contest, Blue Jays Guardians, 4:10 Eastern start time. Cleveland's $1.35, totals 9. Ben Lively for the Guardians, Jose Barrios for Toronto. And even though Barrios has thrown well, he still managed to record a handful of losses. And I'll tell you what, a lot of that has to do with these piss-poor plate appearances by Toronto. The Blue Jays are currently in the bottom 5 in the league in runs per game. And they're going to square off against Ben Lively, who's 6-3 with an ERA of 3.02. Of course, at the plate, the Guardians are a top 5 run scoring team. Stephen Kwan's hitting .387 with an OPS nearly in the thousands. And David Fry's batting .307 with an OPS in the 900s as well. Now, total-wise, Toronto's last 4 straight on the road did stay under the total. They're also 7-3 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Guardians minus 135, under 9. Next contest, Braves Yankees, 7:15 Eastern start time. New York's minus $1.35, totals 9. Marcus Stroman for New York, Charlie Morton for Atlanta. And the Braves really haven't played their best away from Atlanta this year. They're playing just .500 baseball in their road trips. And they're facing a Yankee squad who's got a .639 win percentage in the Bronx. Aaron Judge leads the league in homers and OPS. He's also got a league best 67 RBI. And Juan Soto's hitting .304, the third highest OPS average in the bigs himself. But even if the Bombers do have problems at the dish, they've got a good one on the mound in Marcus Stroman. The righty's 6-3 with an ERA of .308. When it comes to the total, Gleyber Torres is questionable for the Pinstripers. Harris still out for Atlanta. Now, total-wise, 3 out of the Braves' last 4 road games did fall under the total. They also went 60% to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Yankees -135, under 9. Next game, Brewers, Padres, 7:15 Eastern start time. San Diego's -120, totals 8.5. Randy Vasquez for the Pods, Carlos Rodriguez for Milwaukee. And even though Rodriguez really hasn't been spectacular, the Brewers as a team, they typically have little issues producing runs. These guys are in the top 5 of the National League in runs per game. Christian Yelich hits .324 with an OPS in the 900s. And Willy Adames has the club lead in runs batted in. And they're going to take on Randy Vasquez, who could be in some trouble here today. Randy's 1-4 with an ERA close to 6. And for some reason, the Pods really don't pitch well at Petco Park. They're in the bottom 10 in runs allowed per game at home. Now, more bad news for Padres fans. Jurickson Profar is questionable with a knee. Keep an eye on him. There's a chance he's not going to suit up here today. And Tatis and Camposano are both questionable to suit up as well. Now, 3 out of the Friars' last 4 at home did get over the total. They also went 8 to the over in their last 10 gatherings with the Brew Crew. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Give me Milwaukee +$1, over 8.5. Next game, Nationals, Rockies, 9:10 p.m. East. Washington's $1.15, totals 10.5. Mitchell Parker for the Nats, Cal Quantrill for Colorado. And even though Quantri's been good, he still recorded a handful of losses. He's also got a whip of 1.30. Now at the plate, the Rockies are definitely having difficulties making contact. They're striking out over 9.3 times a game in the box. And they may have problems with Mitchell Parker. The Washington starter's 5-3 with an ERA of .306. Now to Washington's last 10 gatherings with Colorado, they've hit that Rocky pitching quite well. The Nats they were able to average over 5.9 runs a game during that span. Now, injury-wise, Joey Gallo is still out for the Nats. Blackman, Bryant, and Diaz inactive for Colorado. Rockies did go 7-3 the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, 3 out of Washington's last 4 road games got over the total themselves. Give me Washington -$1.15, over 10.5. And with that, folks, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the video. The Battle of Los Angeles, Angels-Dodgers, 10:10 p.m. East. And according to the books, not much of a battle because the Dodgers are -375, totals 8. Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers, Zach Plesac for the Angels. And I'll tell you what, these Angel pitchers have definitely had a rough go of things this season. They're walking a handful of batters a game on average, and they do rank in the bottom 5 in the league in runs allowed. And unfortunately for them, they're facing a Dodger club who scores more runs a game than any other franchise in the National League. Shohei Ohtani has the highest qualifying batting average in the major leagues, second highest OPS average as well. And Teoscar Hernandez has blasted 18 homers and has the second most RBI on the team. And I'll tell you what, if you think these Dodger bats have been impressive, well, the Blue guys do get the job done on the mound as well. Tyler Glasnow's got 125 strikeouts already, along with a .91 whip. Now, injury-wise, Mookie Betts is still out for the Dodgers. Drury questionable for the Angels. 5 out of the Angels' last 7 road games did get over the total. They're also 63% to the over in their interleague road games. Give me the Dodgers -1.5, over 8. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Give me the Tigers -155, under 9. I like the over 8 in the Giants-Cardinals game. I'm 3-0 my last 3 board member picks on my premium site. I have no free pick available for you in the Mets-Cubs game. Give me the Phillies minus 1.5 over 9. Royals plus $1.15 under 9 runs. I like the under 8 in the Rays-Pirates game. Twins minus $1.65 under 8.5. Orioles minus 150 over 8. Boston minus $1.25 under 9.5. Mariners minus $1.70 under 8 runs. Guardians minus $1.35 under 9. Yankees minus 135 under 9 runs. Brewers plus $1 over 8.5. Washington minus $1.15 over 10.5. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 over 8 runs. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that package every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that Chairman package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Saturday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/BrockPage.